In this Pokemon animation, a little girl named Nanda asks her parents if she can leave home to become a Pokemon trainer. And then something unprecedented happens. The first sensible mother in the entire franchise says, no, she won't let her 12-year-old daughter cross the continent alone to capture 39 Pidgey, 8 Zubat, and at most 4 or 5 decent Pokemon, like everyone always does. But the thing is, her parents were also great trainers in the past. Her father, for example, had a Charizard that participated in several championships when he was young. She loved watching the battles back then, but one day her father lost it. And guess who? To the person who would later become her mother. That Charizard is still in the family, but it's definitely past its prime. Still, the girl needed at least one Pokemon to prove she could be a trainer. So she spent her entire allowance and went looking for a Pokemon. But it wasn't easy. A wild Pikachu almost laughed in her face, and it wasn't the only one. Catching a Pokemon was much harder than she'd imagined. With her last Pokeball in hand, she only had one chance left. At that moment, she realized a distracted Nidoran was about to be attacked by an Arbok. Instinctively, she threw the Pokeball to try to stop the Arbok and save the Nidoran. The situation got complicated, but the Arbok ended up escaping. The problem was, she left, taking the girl's last chance with her. Now it was 0 Pokeballs, 0 captures, all in vain. But the story didn't end there. This Nidoran had parents, and getting mixed up with a Nidoking and Nidoqueen couple is worse than dealing with any Arbok. The girl managed to escape, well, sort of. That's because the Nidoran himself followed her to the city carrying the beret she'd dropped. But his parents followed him too. When they arrived in town, chaos reigned. That enraged couple could wreak havoc. The girl knew they were there for her, and she also knew the town's trainers were just trying to defend themselves. At that point, there was only one option. It was the family's Charizard's turn to shine. The problem is, getting a Charizard to obey someone who isn't its true trainer isn't easy. But since this is a children's animation, the script works, right? Charizard arrived, put things in order, and managed to calm the situation. In the end, as expected, the Nidoran decided to stay with her instead of returning to its parents. And in true Pokemon parenting style, the girl's parents accepted their 12-year-old daughter's journey out into the world, even after initially saying no. And so, Nanda and her Nidoran, or rather Nidorino now, officially began their beautiful Pokemon journey.